bound by hearts, torn by society. In the quiet village of Eldor, nestled between green hills and rushing streams, there lived a boy named Aidan and a girl named Alara. They were childhood friends, their bond forged in innocence and laughter, as they chased fireflies under the stars and shared dreams beneath an ancient oak tree at the edge of the village. Aidan was the son of a humble blacksmith, spending his days in his father's forge, shaping metal with calloused hands and a determined heart. Alara, the daughter of the village healer, learned the delicate art of herbs and remedies from her mother, her fingers always precise as she tended to the sick. Their paths crossed often, whether Aidan was delivering freshly sharpened tools to Alara's home, or Alara was bringing soothing balms for his burns. As they grew older, something more profound blossomed between them, a love that was pure and unspoken, yet unmistakable. They had shared countless moments in the shadows of Eldor's rolling hills, stealing glances and silent smiles that said more than words ever could. The village knew of their bond, yet the silence around it remained unbroken, as if to protect the fragile love between them. But as much as they loved each other, society would not allow their union. Aidan was from the working class, a family of simple means, while Alara's lineage tied her to a higher caste, one respected for its knowledge of healing and ancient traditions. Alara's family, especially her mother, frowned upon the idea of her daughter being with a boy whose future was shackled to the forge. She had dreams for Alara to marry into a wealthier family, to uphold the dignity of their name. Aidan, too, felt the weight of his status pressing down upon him. Though his love for Alara was strong, he knew deep inside that the world beyond their shared moments did not see them as equals. The class divisions were palpable, like an invisible wall between them, always there even when they were together. Their love persisted, though, in stolen moments. Late at night, when the village slept, they would meet under the oak tree, the only witness to their whispered promises and dreams of a different future. Aidan would speak of one day making a name for himself, working harder than anyone else, so that he could be worthy of her in the eyes of the world. Alara, though pained by the constraints of her birth, would soothe him, assuring him that in her eyes he was more than enough. But love, as powerful as it is, can sometimes bend under the weight of society's pressures. Alara's mother, noticing her daughter's late-night absences and distant look, finally confronted her. Alara admitted to her love for Aidan, but instead of understanding, her mother reacted with sternness. She reminded Alara of her duty to the family, to uphold their name, and forbade her from seeing Aidan again. Alara, torn between her love and her family, was devastated. Aidan, too, faced his own struggles. His father had heard rumors of his son's affection for the healer's daughter, and warned him against pursuing a future that was not meant for him. "You'll only bring yourself heartbreak, son," his father had said, with a voice heavy with the experience of a man who had faced his own share of struggles. Aidan was torn, knowing that the love he felt for Alara was pure, but also that the world around them would never accept it. Despite the warnings and the pain that loomed, they met once more under the oak tree. This time, though, their meeting was different. The usual spark of hope in their eyes was dimmed by the weight of reality. Alara wept softly as Aidan held her, both knowing that the future they dreamed of together seemed further away than ever. They shared one final kiss, one that lingered bittersweet under the shadow of the oak. Alara's family soon arranged a marriage for her with a wealthy suitor from another village. The day the arrangement was announced, Aidan was beside himself with grief, but he knew he had no right to protest. He was just a blacksmith's son, and his dreams had been crushed beneath the weight of society's expectations. As the wedding day drew near, Alara seemed to drift further away, her once bright spirit dimming like a candle burned to its end. Aidan, too, changed. He poured all his emotion into his work, spending long hours at the forge, the rhythmic pounding of the hammer drowning out the ache in his heart. But nothing could fill the emptiness left by Alara. On the eve of her wedding, Alara made a desperate decision. She ran to the oak tree, hoping to see Aidan one last time. He was there, as if he had been waiting, knowing deep down that she would come. They embraced, both knowing that this would be their final moment together under the oak. They promised that no matter how far apart life would take them, their hearts would always belong to each other. The following day, Alara was wed to the wealthy suitor, her face pale beneath the veil. Aidan, standing far in the distance, watched as the woman he loved was bound to another man. His heart shattered, but he knew there was nothing he could do. The weight of the world had come between them, and no amount of love could change that. Years passed, and though they both tried to move on with their lives, the memory of each other lingered like a shadow. Alara, now a wife and mother, often found herself walking to the oak tree, where she would sit in silence, remembering the boy she had once loved with all her heart. Aidan, still in the village, became a master blacksmith, respected for his skill, but there was always a part of him that remained untouched by success, a part that still ached for what could have been. Their love, though separated by the cruel hand of society, never truly died. It lived on in their hearts, a quiet, constant presence that time could not erase. And though they were forced apart by the world they lived in their dream, they were together under the oak tree, where their love had once flourished, untainted by the chains of class and duty. And so the story of Aidan and Alara became one whispered by the village elders, a tale of a love so strong that even the walls of society could not truly break it. It was a story of longing, of dreams deferred, but most of all, of a love that never surrendered, even in the face of the impossible.